Hello, my name is Doug Fern. I'm the head of school at Faith Academy. Over the years, we have seen God do some amazing things through Faith Academy. We've seen Him transform lives of the scholars who call Faith Academy their school, and we've seen Him also just demonstrate the gospel to the broader community here in Iowa City. And so it's been a real joy over the years to watch God just sort of do His thing through our school. One of the real benefits and joys for me over the years has been watching specifically how He has done that. And how He has brought together the broader community of faith in Iowa City to help accomplish and pull off really the phenomenal mission and vision that we see at Faith Academy. And so for me, it's been a joy to be able to link arms with like-minded churches and just put the gospel on display for the community to see. And so today I'm joined actually with a couple of pastors who we've partnered with over the years, and just asked them to come and share a little bit about why they are excited about what God is doing through Faith Academy. And so I've got Mark Arant, pastor at Veritas Church, and Jason Blackley, a pastor over at Grace Community Church. And I've just asked them to join and speak a little bit about their story and as it relates to Faith Academy. So would you mind, Mark, just telling us a little bit about how you got introduced to Faith Academy?
Yeah, when we came to Iowa City 11 years ago, we heard about this legendary person, Doug Fern. Everyone talked about you. Honestly, it was like we all came into this city, wanting to make an impact. The question, if as we were starting the church, one of the questions we asked was, if we got to the point where we plant this church, if we ever shut the doors to this church, would our city even care? Would they be like, oh, we didn't even know that happened?
Yeah.
So everyone wants to make an impact on the city, but nobody knows how, or at least speaking for myself. Yeah. I don't know how. And I heard about this guy, Doug, who was doing a great job. And of course, that was before Faith Academy, what became Faith Academy. So, of course, we were so excited to jump in as soon as we could.
That's awesome. Yeah, you guys have been with us pretty much the whole way. So it's been awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Jason, you want to share a little bit about your story?
Yeah, similar story. I had known Doug for a number of years ministering in Iowa City and knew about the ministry of the Spot and a number of the great things that God was already doing on the southeast side. And one of our pastors went to an open house that Faith Academy was hosting and said, you guys got to go check this out. So we spread the word to the other pastors. And so my wife and I were interested in hearing more about it and talking to our church more about it and considering financially supporting Faith. And we went to that open house and came away just in tears because of what God was doing. And we came away thinking, not only do we want our church to be a part of this and we want to be a part of it personally, but we want to consider sending our kids here. And so it was just a really defining moment and ended up being a defining moment, not just for our ministry, but for our family as well.
So maybe just tell us real quick, what is your family, like your boys at school? How many kids you got there?
Yeah, so right now we have a second grader and a fifth grader and a sixth grader. We're on our fifth year of having kids at Faith Academy, and it's just been an incredible experience. It's been a ministry to our family. It's been quality education for our kids, but it's also been an opportunity for all of us to minister to others as well and be a part of the community in a really meaningful way, and have seen all of my kids grow in their faith, but also academically as well. So it's been a huge gift to our family, and hopefully we have been able to do some good things there too and introduce it to our larger church family. And so even provided you with a music teacher at one point. So you're welcome for that.
Yeah, it's been a joy getting to know your boys and your family and having you be a part of the faith community. So maybe just as a pastor, what would you say when you think of like the sort of strategic relationship between your church and our school? Well, why do you think that's important as a pastor to have?
Well, first and foremost, it's just important that we as churches link arms together. As Pastor Mark was saying, it's great to come into the community and see what other churches are doing and then link arms with them instead of us all trying to do the same thing. Let's link arms, let's partner together, let's see what we can do. Let's see where churches already are doing great things and see, hey, how can we support this? How can we be a part of it? How can we have skin in the game, so to speak? And so that's been a real benefit for our church to be a part of things and to lift our eyes just off of our neighborhood or what our church is doing and what our kids are doing for school and look at the broader context of what God is doing in the Iowa City area. And there's plenty of people to reach. So none of our churches can reach everyone alone, nor should we. And so it's been great to partner in that way. It's been great to get to know teachers that go to Veritas, get to know folks from Parkview, people from all over the community that are working together to bless our community in a meaningful way. And that's just not something that I can do in and of myself or at my church. Got to link arms with other folks to experience that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Mark, how about for you, as you think about, as a pastor, why is the work that we're doing at Faith Academy important to you?
It's important to me because we have a conviction that Faith Academy doesn't need us as much as we need Faith Academy. We believe that the people that God is drawing through there have a ministry to us, really, and it's almost selfish. Because I just met with a guy today whose wife works at Faith Academy, and what they get out of it, the impact that it has on their lives, and seeing what they just don't see every day. Just interacting with kids, all kinds of different kids, and being a part of the mission of the school, in ministry to the neighborhood, and getting to know what's happening there. It's really a ministry to us, and so we feel like we're more on the receiving end than we are the giving end. So we get really excited when people get to volunteer or become teachers there, or teachers' aides, or anything like that. It always it blesses us. It impacts us.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I heard, as you guys are talking, one of the things that we're hoping for is really a legitimate sort of partnership between the local church and Faith Academy. And that partnership, yes, there's added benefit for us as a school to link arms with local churches, and there's also a benefit for the local church to link arms with our school, especially when you think about, our world today and some of the topics of can you think of more polarizing topics right now than education, race, socioeconomic status, justice, and the many people in our churches right now, as these issues have come up to the surface, are saying, what can I do? And so it really makes strategic sense to have something like Faith Academy that says, here's a way that we can direct that energy and the desire to do good for our neighbor and also to bring glory and honor to God. So, so maybe just on that note, as we think moving forward, our desire is to see more churches step into partnership with our school. And so maybe just as in sort of a final sort of word, as you think about, if you were to speak to another church who's considering a possible partnership, what would be sort of your exhortation to them in terms of why they might want to consider that?
Well, think about the three of us up on a stage. When's the last time the three of us just hung out?
That's right.
Sure.
Oh, well, there's one reason right there. Maybe you'll get asked to be on the next video, and you'll get to hang out with some guys that you would never have had an opportunity to hang out with, And so I just would say that. I mean, get in on the unity that comes from this for our churches, for our city.
That's right. That's great. Do you have any?
Yeah, I would say, it kind of goes back to my personal story of why my kids are at Faith Academy. The number one reason my kids are at Faith Academy is because they get a great education. Yeah. So it's a great educational opportunity for kids in our community. And it's a way to help not just kids, but families in our community in a really meaningful way. You do a fund drive and you raise funds, or you do a food bank drive or a car seat drive, and those are wonderful things, or you do a service project. And those are wonderful things, but they're kind of one-hit wonder kind of deals where you help one need for one day, and it's a great thing. But we feel like if we can provide a quality education for kids in our community and surround them with not just one church, but multiple churches linking arms together, then we can really make an impact on a whole section of town, whole neighborhoods, whole families. And that's a really meaningful opportunity that we sit in our offices and pray that God would provide for us. And here in Iowa City, he's providing it through Faith Academy. So instead of reinventing the wheel, instead of just praying that God would bring something into our lap, God is already doing some great work with the foundation that you all have started over a couple decades now of ministry on the southeast side of Iowa City. So if other churches can jump in and be a part of that, we can really multiply our forces and multiply the blessing to more people instead of each of our churches starting their own thing. So I really think it's a benefit to each individual local church and leader, but then to the larger mission and the larger opportunity to bless a whole community in our larger community.
Yeah, that's really powerful. That's really good. Well, thank you guys both. I mean, your commitment has been phenomenal. It's been a huge blessing for me to build with you over the years, to get to know you, and to see our churches coming together in ways that, unfortunately, are unique in our community, I think, historically. So, yeah.
One thing I would say is if you're in ministry thinking about joining up, the thing that got us sold was Jake Each, pastor in Veritas, Cedar Rapids. We came for the morning, what do you call it? The morning declaration. And it was sold.
Yeah.
It was done.
That's where it's at.
And
right
so
there,
if you
right
have
there.
an opportunity, get in on the declaration.
Absolutely.
And you get a kind of a window into what's going on there.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's a good word. It's a powerful thing. So, yeah. So thank you guys again so much for all you've done and your partnership. It's been a joy to partner with you in the gospel for this.
Thank you, Doug,
Thanks.
for the
Absolutely.
opportunity.
Thanks.
You bet. You bet. All right. Thanks, guys.